My closest friend lied under oath to steal family from me. 8 years later, I discovered he's been laying hands on my daughter. I'm going nuclear. 8 years ago, my wife and I fought for custody of our daughter after the divorce. The whole thing was brutal. But nothing prepared me for what happened in that courtroom. My closest friend, the guy I'd known since college, walked up to the witness stand out of nowhere. I felt relieved at first. Obviously, he was there to support me. Instead, he looked me straight in the eyes and started crying. Said he'd watched me shove my daughter during one of my anger outbursts. My jaw hit the floor. I stared at him like this was some nightmare I couldn't wake up from. He started showing fake photos and doctored video clips of me with my daughter. Our happy memories twisted into evidence that I was an abusive monster. I looked over at my wife, crocodile tears streaming down her face like everything he said was gospel truth. The judge stared at me with pure disgust. My lawyer wasn't prepared for this. Even he looked at me like I was lying when I said this was all fabricated. That day I lost everything. No visits with my daughter, no phone calls, nothing. I walked out of that courtroom barely able to breathe, went home, started drowning the pain in alcohol. Once hammered, I called my closest friend, slurring my words, demanding to know why he destroyed my life. All I got back was laughter, cold and cruel. He told me straight up, "I've wanted your wife for years. You know how sick I get when I'm in love." Then my ex-wife grabbed the phone, her voice dripping with cruelty. "He'll be a better father than you ever were. You're never seeing your daughter again." I started crying over the phone, begging them to tell me this was a sick joke. Instead, my ex twisted the knife deeper. She told me they'd been sleeping together behind my back for 18 months, planned every detail of how to take my daughter from me. The whole thing was an orchestrated lie to destroy my life. I was shattered. I moved to a different city, started over, but I never gave up. I kept sending birthday cards, letters, and presents to my daughter, hoping she'd know her dad still loved her, but I never heard a single word back. I almost accepted that she'd never really know me. Then, out of nowhere, 8 years later, I got a call that changed everything. A hospital from my old city said my daughter had been in an accident. They told me my name was listed as her emergency contact. My heart nearly stopped. I didn't ask questions, just jumped in my car. My hands shook the entire drive. When I walked into that hospital waiting room, my ex-wife and former best friend sat there in complete shock. They clearly never expected to see me again. The tension in that room was suffocating. My ex-wife quietly stood up and walked toward the doctors, left me alone with him. I didn't say anything, and that's when he started talking. At first, he seemed emotional, almost like he might apologize. Instead, what he said made my blood boil. He admitted with this cruel tone that he never gave my daughter a single letter or present I'd sent. He laughed about how he convinced her I'd abandoned her, but then he switched gears, fake remorse pouring from his mouth, trying to sound like the victim. "I'll be honest," he said, putting on this righteous act. "I wasn't perfect. Kids are exhausting, man. You get it? I'm not proud of it, but there were times when I had to be firm with her. Honestly, I'm doing you a favor letting you back into her life now. She's a disaster. You should thank me." I felt myself about to explode. Every part of me wanted to swing at him right there. But before I could respond, a small, weak voice called out from behind the slightly open curtain nearby.